Won't go. Rebound Bosh. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Tie game with 5 seconds remaining.
Oh yeah. We packing somebody up tonight. Hey. Come on in, take your shoes off before we close the door. Few rules, heat pack in the air, we about to blow. This the basement, ain't nobody safe, you already know. Grab a seat and kick your feet before you get too comfortable. You want the X's and the O's, the Trey, yes and no. Friends and the foes, the butlers and the heroes. You can feel it in your soul, but when the ring is the goal. But if somebody need to go, we be sure to let you know. Going hard for my dogs is an everyday thing. Like Jimmy down the lane of 13 off the screen. Whole squad keep it tucked like number 17. Bring your takes and your memes, going hard for the team. Going down in the basement. It's going down in the basement. Get your takes off. Get your takes off. Going down in the basement.
Yeah. Welcome to the Basement Sports Network postgame show. I'm your host, Royal A. Shepherd, and to be perfectly honest with you, I don't know why we're still doing this. I don't know why we're having shows. I don't know why the Heat are still playing games. I don't know what the fuck they think they're doing. I don't know who the fuck they think they're doing it to. But yeah, somebody say this season needs to end fast, brother. I 100% agree. Herro 19 and a loss. I'm so happy. Actually, Tyler Herro, he did have 19. But he wasn't even the problem tonight. The problem tonight was Andrew Wiggins. Who the fuck does Andrew Wiggins think he is? It's not even like, let's take a step back. The Miami Heat lost, obviously, to the Boston Celtics 103-91. What was interesting about this game is, and what you will probably hear from several other people who watched it or who are box score watching, is that the Miami Heat were relatively close in this game throughout. This wasn't the typical blowout. It wasn't like a deflating loss. In any other season, there will be encouraging things to take away from this game. But not this year. Like you say, Bam embracing the tank, we fucking lit. I agree. Bam was a ghost. I think there are several reasons for that. I think that the lineup changed. So let's just talk about it. Like Bam, okay. I know a lot of people are going to critique his game harshly tonight. Again, another game where he's taking 7 shots, single-digit points. This game and last game. I'm not going to absolve him again. Like anytime that you get in the game and Jaime Jaquez takes more shots than you, Davion Mitchell takes more shots than you, Bam is at fault. He holds the L in some of those situations. I mean, but come on, like. Y'all saw what happened. The starting lineup got altered, right? So you insert Duncan Robinson and Jaime Jaquez into the starting lineup, effectively putting Bam back at the 5. He said Bam waved off where just to score 9 points. No, I think at the beginning of the game, like Bam was engaged, Bam was active, and Bam was like holding the fort down. And then what typically happens like the ball stopped finding him. Like at the end of the day, like this is not a new narrative. This is not a new thing that we are experiencing. The ball stops finding Bam very early in these games. And then you end up with games like this. Should he demand the ball more? Absolutely. Should he get in people's faces and be like, pass me the fucking ball? Absolutely. But that's not what happens. You know what I mean? Like sometimes they're trying to play good hoop. Sometimes he's just trying to do what's best or do what's working. And for the most part of the game, like even though he wasn't scoring, Miami was still a part of this game. They were still actively in this game. And then they did the thing. Like in the fourth quarter, it was terrible. They scored 14 points in the fourth quarter. I think they started like 1 of 9. It was the offense just devolved into not knowing where the ball should go. There's no semblance of an offense with this team. And another person that needs to be blamed for that is Spo. But again, we spent all year kind of like picking and choosing who to blame for this shit? Nobody. Like, this team is ass. Whew. Anyways, but yeah, this team is ass. Stop trying to blame people. Stop trying to point the finger. Stop trying to make it seem like from game to game any of their play matters. It doesn't. They will lose. Point blank. You're on mute.
Real hoop talk here.
Welcome.
You cooking. There is no one to blame. There is nothing to say. This team is that turbo dog shit. I don't know what else to tell you.
I hear you, Roy, but this game was on Bam. Sure, Wiggins was taking bad shot, but Bam was bringing the ball up and doing handoffs every time.
That's what they ask him to do, dog.
When you take Davion Mitchell out of the starting lineup, who is your point guard?
Y'all seen Peyton Pritchard pick Tyler Hero off like Prime Ed Reed tonight, dog? Like, what are we talking about?
Like, look, you don't have a primary, but like Tyler led the team in assists with 6.
How many turnovers? I didn't even look.
4.
Lord, carry us now.
Well, first of all, Roddy Bricks is right on path with where this show needs to go and where everybody should go. Ping pong balls, brother. That is what we need. Ping pong balls. Dumb Awful, thank you for the $5. I know he said this team stinks like eggs. Yes, brother. Yes, it does. George, you never go on the top row. How are you? George? Okay. My bad. I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
What you were saying?
I was asking you, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm good.
Your mic again.
Yeah, I think you got to rearrange it. There we go.
There we go. But yeah, it's cool. But yeah, we're gonna start with Stone, then we'll come to you next, George. Stone, give me your thoughts on the game. You don't really have to talk about the game if you don't want to, but
nah, it's cool. I'll just say I think Spo's hilarious. Like, he should be selling used cars instead of these fake dreams. I don't know, like, how many times can he seriously, as a man, get up in these pressers like after these games and be like, "We're gonna figure it out. There's something on the other side of this." Like, he just keeps selling us the same brand of dog shit. Like, I'm not saying this is on Spo. Like, I'm with you. Like, there isn't really anyone to blame, but it's like, I don't know how he as a man can get up there and continue to lie like that. Like, I get it. He's the best I've ever seen do it after Royal A. Shepherd. But listen, at some point,
Stone. If you're getting paid the same money as Spo, would you go up on stage every night and say that you're going to make it through the other side?
Man, that's a good point. But I wouldn't be able to say it. I would talk about other things. I'd talk about development. I would talk about
development of what?
Talking about development.
Let's break this down. Let's break this down. Let's. I want to have an exercise with you, Stone.
Okay.
I'm going to chuck out some concepts and some things that he could talk about, and you're going to give me the shortest answer possible. What is the future of this team looking like? One word answer. One word. All you need is one word.
Ping pong balls.
Yeah, that's it. What do you make of Tyler's creation?
Terrible.
Exactly right. Next question, Spo. Bam looked like a ghost on offense tonight. How do you fix that?
Ball out of Tyler's
You can't
hands.
because it's the fucking end of the season and we're not going to do shit anyway. So it does not matter what his fucking offense looks like for the rest of this stretch. Wiggins was taking some pretty shit shots and was taking mid-range pull-ups like Tyler was for the last 4 years. And we continue to pay him $20-something million. What comment on that, Spo?
Deportation.
Straight to Canada. Go north. I'm tired of sitting here and saying, I feel bad for the guy, and that's never going to change. His team is hot booty, trash, not good. It's not going to work out. Okay? My name is Skip fucking Cutscene for a reason. What is this? Spo finna lie to us. I'm old. I'm going to the store to get some milk type. Yep.
We'll never come back.
I wouldn't blame me either. We are in the end game, ladies and gentlemen. This is the end game of the season. This is as good as it's going to get. We almost lost to the Celtics by 6 points. That was the highlight of today. That is a team that has gone out and has purposefully traded picks, traded assets to get better, to put talent around stars. People were talking when they were sitting there with fucking Marcus Smart, and they said, he's the culture guy. Oh, look at all that culture. He's oozing culture. They traded his ass without a second's fucking notice. They don't care. Tyler Herro, he's the culture guy. He's the white boy we picked up. Oh my God. Fuck you. We didn't trade him when we could have. We treat our fucking players like royalty. This is an organization. Let's take baseball. I've been watching more baseball recently, loving to get into it. Thank you to my mentor, Nick, helping me out. Baseball is a fucking a thankless sport. There's no forgiveness. If you shit, you shit. Your whole fucking owner will go and cut you and drop you and trade you without a second's notice. But we have, we had a bad stint where fucking Wade left and then everyone got depressed and then we paid James Johnson. We paid Tyler Johnson. We paid Chris Silver 4 separate times because we loved his story. Great story, Chris Silver, but you weren't good. This is the same shit. And this is why I get angry at the Drew Smith stuff. People are like, well, he's good.
4 more years. 4 more years.
Yeah, he's so good. We love him. He came through the development system just like Gabe Vincent. We can give him a chance. He has a torn ACL, and we fucking guaranteed his deal. Are we fucking stupid?
I think it was Achilles actually, which is worse.
This is not a serious organization. If it was me there, I would have looked Drew Smith straight in the fucking eyes and told him, forget your fucking dreams of becoming an NBA player. Go work at Shake Shack. Fuck you. I would tell him that to his face. This organization is going to pay these players. We are not going to get rid of Terry Rozier in the offseason. It's not happening. No one's taking him. And we're not going to attach another pick. Do you know why? Because if we don't get any pick this year, then it conveys to next year. And then we owe another pick in 2027. I forgot who the fuck we are for the Charlotte pick.
Charlotte.
Yeah, which conveys in 2028. So this is not good. You need to look to retool. You cannot retool and do the Miami Heat thing, which is not rebuild and just get better and just develop your talent and just do this and that. There is nothing. You can't do that with one pick in the next 3 years if it doesn't convey this year. There's no situation in which you can do that.
So there are people actually arguing the other side of that. We're saying
I was going to ask Royal, can you explain that to people that don't really get it, and then say what you think about it?
Yeah. So if Miami misses the playoff this year, then they keep their pick and wherever that lands, and then they'll keep they get Golden State's pick regardless. If Miami does make the playoff, I think that drops them outside of the lottery. If that pick is outside of the lottery, then it conveys to OKC.
OKC.
It conveys to OKC's this year. But if we keep the pick this year, since you can't trade picks in consecutive years, if we keep the pick this year, then next year's pick is unprotected going to OKC. And then the pick that we traded to Charlotte moves from 27 to 28. So 28 also goes. So we lose next year's pick 26 to we lose 26 to OKC, and then we lose 28 to Charlotte. And then if we lose our pick this year, then the pick conveys this year to OKC, and then 27 to Charlotte. So I think they just need to take the talent right now that's in front of them. I think they have an opportunity to get 2 lottery picks this year and fuck the rest of that shit. Because what people are arguing is that it creates flexibility down the line. And again, we've said this a couple of times, Miami has done shit with flexibility in the past, and I don't have any faith that they're going to do anything with gaining flexibility now. So I think the ideal outcome for them is to just miss the fucking playoffs, bro. They can fall down to that 9th, 10th game and just lose that bitch and be done with it. Be out. And then you get your pick, and then it with the way that the new lottery system works, having a pick that falls within the top 10, your chances explode in terms of being able to go to Is that you, George? Or I don't know who's doing that.
Yeah, no, it's me. I'm trying to respond. He's right.
Okay.
I
You agree with the general point, but he's not on the contract. Who is he talking
yeah,
about?
Drew Smith. No. I saw he signed the 2-year deal, and then I completely forgot that they fucking. He doesn't have any.
He's been in promotional videos. They're bringing him back. He might
Yeah.
as well be on a deal.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to bring him back because they have Davion Mitchell, and that seems like a duplication of skill sets. And I do think that, like, with the way because Davion Mitchell tonight in specific was very good. Like I've said it, like a couple of guys have kind of stood out over the course of this little shit show. Davion Mitchell is one of them. Pele Larson is another one. Just kind of with like the intensity that they play with on defense, it's kind of helped this team move in a direction that you want to see them kind of invest in a little bit. Like not big money. I ain't talking about that, but I'm talking about like having them around, having them on the roster. They can be players on the team. I want to go back a little bit though, because BTC. Well, I didn't want to discuss this because I was going to tell you to put some money on it, but like we done got too far about that. But to say, will Bam ever win the ring with this team? Add cheap ownership to that. I think you have a problem with Bam that is going unmentioned. But I think Bam could win a championship with this team, and just as long as Bam is a championship caliber player, bro. Like he can win a championship on a lot of different teams, to be honest with you, and be a huge part of them winning a championship. It's just Miami has not built a team that is capable of kind of like accenting his skill set or making his life easier at all. They have not given them a point guard. My bad, big dog. I ain't seen you in that back that long. What's going on, though?
Not much. How y'all doing tonight?
We're doing well. Conversation not really about this game tonight because that's fucked. Like we already know what that is. We've had that conversation 7,000 times about what this is. It's just more so about how people need to pivot their mindset from trying to figure this out to like accepting the reality that this team is ass and that they probably should aim for lottery picks this year. Thoughts, comments, concerns?
Oh, you're talking to me. My bad. My fault. Yeah. Listen, this has been what I wanted from day one. Stone, Real Hoop Talk, says that this is a good college draft. You own your pick and it's lottery protected. Keep losing. Get to 55, however many losses y'all could get to that many losses. Get a blue chip player in here for once. I don't want a Kalel Ware. I don't want a Jaime Jaquez. I don't want a Nikola Jovic. And 1 out of 3 of those players is certified trash. The other 2 might be okay. Not great, but okay. Talking about the Mexican. But get somebody with talent. Like, I don't understand how a team and a franchise that the greatest player in your franchise's history was a lottery pick. Like, you got, what was he, the 5th pick?
Top 5 pick.
No, he wasn't number 2.
He wasn't number 3 either.
He wasn't number 3.
It was LeBron, Darko,
Melo,
Chris Bosh went 4 to Toronto.
He was number 5.
Wade went 5.
Yeah, like, get number 5, get Jeremiah Fears. I'm not saying he's Dwayne Wade before people overreact, but just get people like that in Fidelio.
I doubt that.
I disagree.
I doubt that, bro.
Only way they can fumble this draft is by drafting and trading the pick, like the player for like Kevin Durant or something. Yeah. I don't want that nigga though. But to round about my point, get a lottery pick, bro, and go from there.
Yeah, I agree. She said Bam wins a ring. Holland said Bam wins a ring as long as there are 2 guys better than he is. You don't necessarily need 2 guys better than Bam.
Just one and a complimentary piece.
Yeah, you need somebody that kind of like fits around them. Like, I think one of the problems with the way that this team is built is that you have your 2 best players at this point are players that need kind of like very specific teammates in order to maximize kind of the whole team's functionality. So with Tyler Herro, you need a defensive guard that is also a playmaker. With Bam, you need somebody who's able to get downhill and make plays. They both need point guards. They don't necessarily need the same type of point guard. But it's, I don't know. I feel like what you need next to Tyler is harder to find than what you need next to Bam. What you about to say, Stone?
No, I was going to say, I think that all Bam needs is a point guard. Like, just someone that can read the court and make the correct pass. Like, I think, like, what Tyler needs is like Like it depends what we're talking about. Davion Mitchell is what Tyler needs, but that's not enough to win a championship. What Tyler needs is like Cade Cunningham. There's like maybe 2 players like Cade Cunningham in the NBA where you need like a high IQ, high motor defender. Even if they're not a great defender, like they just have to be a presence because Tyler Herro is not one. And so it's a lot harder to build with Tyler Herro. Like, to the people that want Kevin Durant, I know News firmly against that, and like I get that, and like definitely fair, but like it does not make sense to build a team with both Tyler Herro and Kevin Durant on it. Like you want Tyler Herro taking Kevin Durant's shots, like then what's the point of even adding Kevin Durant? So that's why I just don't see that move happening. That I don't see the vision for that. I don't think the Heat would see that either. Like I see them moving forward with their draft pick, and like I'm just terrified they somehow end up in that 10 spot and they win 2 games. Like that's my biggest fear.
Yeah, and I think like that's a legitimate fear. Like I don't give a damn that they've lost 6 straight games. Like we know what this team is, and we know that they are capable of winning 2 play-in games to put themselves over. George, you seem like you wanted to like tap in with the conversation that we were just having.
I want to touch on the piece where you guys were talking about what Herro needs to succeed.
Yeah.
And let me point out what we've already done for him to see the success and to see like the peak of Tyler Herro. We made him the first option. Spo built an entire offense around him to maximize his effort. We gutted any hope of becoming a contending team when we kicked out fucking Jimmy or Jimmy left. We didn't want to pay him. A whole different situation. Largely in part, what I keep going back to with the Jimmy situation is when he was saying, I'll just stand in the corner and take threes. That's obviously what you guys want me to do. Now, yes, it had something to do with money. It always does. But the main point of why he left is because the direction that they were taking was taking the ball out of Jimmy's hands and giving it to Tyler Herro. Tyler has no leg to stand on in this franchise and this organization to sit here and say they should be doing more to help him. They kept his ass for 4 fucking years through the most bullshit. Like, we were one piece away for so fucking long, and we decided to keep Tyler Herro through thick and thin. He is a horrible playoff performer. He was extremely injury prone before this season, which doesn't just go away, by the way. It doesn't just go away. Since the All-Star break, he's been, something like the bottom 25 of efficiency for shots taken. Like, this is not a player that can demand an organization to build around him. What he needs is fucking Drew Holiday, prime Drew Holiday at point guard, and someone else like fucking prime KD to take not prime KD, like Laurie Marketing and someone else. Insert fucking small forward here next to Bam. Like, this is not possible. At this point, when I was talking before, the pick situation's bad. We have a very high chance of turning into what the Milwaukee Bucks are now. If we go all in for Kevin Durant, we become the Milwaukee Bucks, which is going all in with no hope of future plans, no picks, no fucking draft capital in any situation for the next 5 years. The Bucks are fucked, by the way. Genuinely fucked.
Giannis.
Like, but exactly right. That is it's the holding chip of their entire organization is Giannis and Dame. When it comes time to trade them, there won't be a situation where they're looking to fucking go and lose him for 1 first overall pick. Giannis won't be going for anything less than 4. Anything. That is how they go back onto the fucking, on the wagon. We don't have that. Unless we come to our senses, realize this team cannot be built into a championship contender, trade the players that have value. Okay? Now, if you want to keep Bam, that's great. Keep Bam. He's your corner, your franchise guy.
You can trade his ass too.
Yeah, but exactly right. But when it comes down to the nitty-gritty of it, you need to trade the players that have value. Tyler Herro's, the Bam Adebayos to retool and to rebuild through the system. We have never been in the situation where the Heat don't have their draft capital for years. When LeBron left, we still had a pretty damn good team. But we were able to build through the draft. We still had the pick that got us Bam. We still had the pick that got us Tyler. We were able to go and get Jimmy Butler. We had all this shit. We don't have that now. We owe a pick this year to the Thunder. We owe a pick in 2027 to the fucking Charlotte Hornets. That is not good. That is not a fucking good situation to be in, especially for an organization and a team that doesn't have the talent that can be like, you're not one piece away, you're 2 or 3 pieces away. And your movement
This is
needs to be
incorrect, Colin.
perfect.
This is incorrect, Colin. This team was doomed from the minute they didn't get Dame. It wasn't Drew Holiday that kind of cooked it. It was Dame. I didn't want them to go back and deal with Portland after Portland had to.
Is that Drew Smith she's trying to say?
No, Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday. She just spelled his name wrong.
K-R-U-E.
Yeah.
Can I say something in response to?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I disagree, George, with the Jimmy portion of that. And I'm not going to blame Tyler for the way the offense has been constructed. Like, a whole part of the Jimmy quote-unquote gimmick was him not doing anything in the regular season. So, for the past 2-3 years, we've complained about how bad the offense was consistently, like, specifically in the regular season. That was a complaint. Like, bro, this is prison ball, blah, blah, blah. It's not good enough. We said, like folks were saying last year, yo, Spo needs an offensive coordinator as a coach. Like, he needs somebody to come in and redo the offense. So bad idea to invest in this player as the offense, maybe, but I don't blame that on the player. And I'm not going to give Jimmy the like, oh, well, he was mad because they took the ball out of his hands, as they should have. When your whole narrative is like, he doesn't play in the regular season, he doesn't care. You can't go through 82 games of that year after year, like when he is supposed to be the offense. So I'm not mad at them for putting the offense in his hand. The problem is he's not that caliber player. I don't know if I'm making sense because it kind of sounds like I'm contradicting myself a tad. Like, he's bad, but the offense had to change. It had to. We couldn't keep running that same type of offense that we've been running. Like, they had to do something.
It sounded like you blaming Spo because I think everybody, it was pretty clear that everybody knew that the offense had to change. It didn't have to change into a hero-centric offense. And I think we're still complaining about that now, whereas a lot of people, myself included, feel like the offense should be running through Bam Adebayo, and that's the way that they should have created the offense. Created so that it's built around Bam's skill set and let Tyler be a complement to that, as opposed to the offense running primarily through the guards in TNT and letting Tyler lead that. Like, that's where the conversation was going in terms of like the players that you need to play next to Bam and players that you need to play next to Tyler. In order to make this new offense work, you need a lead guard who's capable of scoring. And they tried to make Terry that, and he wasn't. And once that element of that offense didn't work, then the rest of it just kind of fell apart. And you're seeing the residuals of that now, because I still think at points they're trying to run some variation of the offense that they came into the season with. And that offense limited where Bam was and his number of touches. It had him out on the perimeter more. And you're seeing them revert back to that, bro, as opposed to what was working when Bam was cooking, which is them playing through him in the mid-range area. So Antonato's here. That's it. That's all I got for you, bro. You can talk.
I honestly don't know if you were doing a bit there or not, because my internet is so awful right now that I'm not even sure if you can hear me, honestly.
I can't hear you, and I was doing a bit. I just stopped.
You really don't know if he's doing a bit, Ant? Come on.
I gotta leave and come back because I can't hear anything. It's so spotty.
That's cool.
Well, let me not end the stream. Let me leave studio. Okay.
Yeah. But they saying guard play is critical. I don't want to make this scene because somebody said, man, we really don't like Herro. And I really don't. I really don't. I don't like the way Tyler Herro plays basketball. And I don't want to make no excuse for that. But I also start this conversation around the different types of players or guards that both Bam and Tyler need. Mendes Elsmo, thank you for the $2 dono. Trust me, I'm not happy about this, but tank mode, I don't know why you wouldn't be happy about this. You're going to get an injection of talent into this roster if Miami plays this right for the rest of the season. If Miami gets themselves in position to pick, because I think you had 4 people that you named out there that you wanted to see. If Miami puts themselves in position to get a top 5 pick this year, you're going to get some talent and a huge injection of talent into this roster. And I think fans will be very happy about that. But I want to circle back around to the conversation of kind of like the different types of guards that is necessary, because we were talking about how hard it is to find a guard that complements what Tyler needs. How difficult is it to find a guard that gives Bam what he needs to make him a championship caliber player?
I don't think it's difficult at all. I think you just need to prioritize it, and they've never done that. I don't think it's hard. Maybe that's naive of me. Maybe I'm oversimplifying it, but to me, I don't think it's complicated at all.
I think for me, like, it's a guard that can play pick and roll, like a guard that can get downhill.
Y'all think Tyus Jones could play pick and roll with Bam Adebayo?
Do I think Tyus Jones is a starting caliber point guard on the championship?
I don't even need that's a different conversation.
You saying do I think Tyus Jones?
Because think about it, right?
Yeah.
Because two things can happen at once. We can continue to not be a championship caliber team.
Yeah.
And Bam Adebayo could have a point guard that complements his game.
That's real. I do think Tyus Jones is a player that can play pick and roll with Bam. And I agree with that portion of it. It's not difficult to find a player that can do that. I think the problem that I have is I don't see the Miami Heat moving Tyler Herro off of this roster. And so when I'm doing this exercise, I'm low-key thinking of Tyler as my starting shooting guard next to whoever this point guard is. And I feel like it works for Bam. It won't work for Tyler. George, is there somebody who you feel like can thread that needle that'll work playing well next to both of those guys?
At the guard position?
It has to be a point guard. I got one name, and Stone got the same name.
It's either Cade or it's Cade. It's not LaMelo. It's not we can say SGA, but fucking who gives a shit? I mean, that in its own right has its own problems.
I think De'Aaron Fox may fit that criteria.
I think Fox would just. No, I think it's Cade. Cade's better than Fox. I agree.
But I'm saying I think Cade is absolutely ideal. Somebody said Steph Curry. Steph Curry works. What about Lonzo? Not anymore.
3 off seasons ago, maybe.
Maybe with the offseason that we got Kyle Lowry, maybe that would have made sense. But now, probably not.
You need to be able to dunk and defend. That's like threading the needle between Bam and Tyler. Dunking helps Bam.
They have to be able to turn the corner, bro.
Okay, that's fair. Like, they don't necessarily need to be able to yam over people, but they need to be able to get downhill.
John Morant
works.
John Morant works. But I think that's kind of like where we end up. So if we're trying to find a point guard who can thread that needle, then we're looking to upper echelon. Brother, I don't have to let you up here. It's not my lucky day. Bitch, don't act like you're doing me no favors. Every day you breathe in the basement is a gift from me. Be grateful. But yeah, I think when we're having this conversation and we're talking about guards who kind of fit next to both of them to maximize both of their skill sets, you're talking about elite young guards in this league that are not available.
Who you have to trade Tyler Herro to get.
And the teams don't want Tyler Herro because they're giving up a better guard for that. So that's kind of like what skews this conversation when people are trying to figure out what's the best machination for this roster. I don't think that's it. Trae Young is good, but I think Trae Young is better for Bam. I think Trae Young, any league guard that we're talking about, significantly hurts Tyler Herro because we're talking about somebody who's going to be the primary facilitator, the primary ball handler, and Tyler needs the ball in order to be kind of this. I want to talk about Andrew Wiggins, bro, because I said this in the playback, and I need to make sure that I say it on wax out here. I think I hate him. I'm not sure yet. Like, I haven't made up my mind. I think I hate him. I don't like it. I'm not fucking with it. Stone, you can go first, brother. You fucking with the Andrew Wiggins? I know you're not fucking with it, but like.
Hey, listen, I have hated Andrew Wiggins. I was always going to hate whoever they replaced Jimmy Butler with. And now I've gone on to hate Jimmy Butler too. And I hate the Miami Heat for making me hate Jimmy Butler. But Andrew Wiggins is one of those, like, there are certain players that make me hate basketball. Andrew Wiggins makes me hate life. Like, just knowing that Andrew Wiggins is a part of my basketball team's formula moving forward just makes me sick. Like, that spin move while Bam was trying to get post position tonight, I wanted to turn the TV off and never watch basketball again. And I feel like there's one play in every game he makes that's like that, where I'm just like, wow, this guy is so broken and has such little understanding of the fundamentals of basketball, and that you're on a team with 4 other people and there's talent around you. And like, you can't look up from your dribble to like make one simple pass. Like, you're going to try and just be more athletic than every single player out there. It's disgusting. It ends in contested layups every time. And like, it's just not my brand of basketball.
Yeah. I don't even know if it's like the shot selection, because I don't particularly care what shot he's taking. Maybe
Also, auraless, 0 aura. Sorry.
no accessories, no
Nothing.
VC.
We're gonna start getting into a fucking aura debate about this team. Then like we've got bigger problems than Andrew Wiggins.
Well,
This team is so auraless.
I'm pretty sure that
Bam
they
and
have,
them ages.
I'm pretty sure that they have bigger problems than Andrew Wiggins. But we can't keep ignoring the fact that Andrew Wiggins is kind of a problem. Like, he's not. I don't want to say he's not good. Like, he's a solid player and he's a step up in talent. He's better Haywood Highsmith. But like, I don't know. I'm not seeing the defensive tenacity that I was promised. Definitely doesn't feel efficient as a player. Doesn't help make anybody else better. So there is kind of where that is. Oh God.
I'm cool with Wiggins, man. I'm gonna be honest with you.
All right. George, talk
You
about
also have no aura, Ant.
Yeah,
You are drained.
Yeah, bro. It's just auraless. Talk about Andrew Wiggins a little bit so that Ant can get up here and shut up for a little while. I just don't need him talking as soon as he shows up on the screen.
I mean, Andrew Wiggins would have been fine here like 3 years ago. It would have been a good, defensive wing. But now, okay, going back to Stone's point, which is I think is the most important, you're putting him in impossible to fill shoes. You've got him to replace Jimmy, which is like the worst. Imagine like downgrading, like he's like Jimmy if Jimmy had no fucking brain. That's why I think Andrew Wiggins is like. Andrew Wiggins has no bag, no idea what he's doing on the offensive end. He just pull up fucking mid-range. He's always going to be a disappointment. He's a bust in the first fucking contract he had. He was a bust for the Cavs. He's a bust everywhere he's been except for Golden State, where he was a complimentary piece with the team where already had talent. You already had Clay. You had Steph. You had Draymond. And then you put in Andrew Wiggins like it was nothing. He's not a plug-and-play player. He is right now acting like the second option or the third option on a team that has no fucking
first. He took 6 more shots than Tyler Herro, George.
Then he's acting like the first option, and it sucks and it's boring because he is not the first. He shouldn't be the first option anywhere he goes.
He shouldn't be the first option anywhere. And I know you tried to get that hating shit out, talking about I owe you money. You should see your name now and still sit there in silence. New, New, I know you're going to give me something on Andrew Wiggins that I'm probably not going to enjoy. Go ahead, talk to me about Andrew Wiggins. What's the problem here, or is he not a problem at all in your eyes?
The system is not set up how it was in Golden State for him to be successful. He had like the most quote unquote gravitational player in the history of basketball who's going to run and defense. They're going to send 2 at him all night. And Andrew Wiggins can take open shots and bully a smaller player and stuff like that and give you 18 to 20 points and play defense on the opposite team's best wing. That's what Andrew Wiggins is best suited for. What he was doing in Golden State when they won a championship. He was never going to be a seamless fit in Miami because Miami doesn't have a Steph Curry. Like, Andrew Wiggins has been better than okay in one system in his entire career, and it's Stephen Curry. I don't understand. Like, No joke. I don't understand how anybody in their right mind thought that anything of his game was going to translate to Miami, where you don't have a player who belongs in the same sentence as Steph Curry. Like, that's just poor planning. Maybe the goal was you just trade for him, you let him play out however many games he's going to play, and then you try to move him this summer to a team where he can fill that role. I don't know. Maybe Memphis can use him or something like that. That's just something I'm throwing out there. I don't know. But he was never going to fit. Like, so I'm not mad at Andrew. I'm not mad at anybody on this team at all, except Drew Smith, because that nigga stinks. But, like, anybody else on this team, I'm not mad at them because I knew it wasn't going to work at all. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
If I know you're a ragtag bunch of guys, nobody's a superstar, nobody should be leading an offense, nobody should be a number one option. How am I gonna get mad that you all are ill-fitted for the roles that you've been put into?
I don't think I don't think
No, I'm not saying you're mad. No.
Yeah.
Let me be clear. I'm not saying any of y'all are mad. That's not what I'm implying. I'm not implying like, yo, y'all are pissed off.
Sure.
And I'm mad. No. I'm simply saying that, like, I can't be mad at this. Him not fitting ain't a surprise. Like, is that a surprise? Maybe you know what it is?
I think it is. Like, I think that's
y'all didn't watch Golden State play basketball.
I watched. I watched.
You
Golden
don't.
State.
Y'all
I watched
know.
Golden State when they had Kevin Durant. I did not.
Y'all know this about me.
Yeah,
I'm a Steph Curry fan.
Yeah.
I watched Golden State play basketball. I saw how when in games where Steph didn't have it, like, or Steph wasn't good, I see this with Andrew Wiggins. So this is not a surprise. And it ain't Andrew Wiggins' fault that Spo is calling. Like, bro, we watch these games. They're calling sets for him. How can I be mad that Spo was calling sets?
Like, that's it. I don't like it. Like, I don't like what Andrew Wiggins is doing as a member of the Miami Heat. It's not that I had grand expectations. I just don't like him being in that position. It just doesn't feel logical. What's up, Stone?
I was just going to say, Steph Curry fan daughter or thought son?
Both.
You're a sick man.
With sick thoughts. I think niggas like him should.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this, Stone. You ever put me in one of those conversations, I'm leaking your address, your social security number, your mama and your daddy name.
I came close last night.
You know those photos are in the group chat last night? Stone? They're getting posted tonight.
But yeah, I think with Andrew Wiggins conversation, just to kind of put a bow on it, it's not Andrew Wiggins the player. It's not what Andrew Wiggins is trying to accomplish. I just think that there's a limited skill set there in terms of who he is as a player. And to listen to people talk about him as a complementary piece to this roster, like, he doesn't complement anything here. Because of talent, he's being played a peg above his pay grade. Like everybody else, he's being asked to do more than what he should do. And it's overwhelming him, and it is pissing me off. And you're the countering voice on this. I'll let you put the ball in the conversation.
Yeah, well, honestly, I mean, to kind of New's point, it kind of sounds like maybe most of us agree. It's just I'm not blaming Andrew Wiggins. Like, I kind of see the vision there. It's just like you just said, he's playing one spot above he is, but there's some things I really like about his game. I thought he was good today on Tatum. I mean, Tatum shot 8 of 21. I thought he was very good when James Harden was cooking everybody last game. Wiggins made some really great plays on him. I think Wiggins had he's shown an ability to have some 3-level scoring to him. He's one of the more athletic players on this team outside of Bam and Ware. I feel like that brings a nice change of pace. He's hit a couple middies. He's stretched the floors a little bit. Like, there's something there. It's not the guy, but that's why I'm in favor of trading Tyler Herro. If you can trade Tyler Herro and get Kevin Durant, I think Wiggins would look a lot better than next to Kevin Durant than he does next to Tyler Herro. Like, I see something there. Obviously, we're not going to see it on this roster because they're putting him in a position to fail. Like when Spoelstra was starting Caleb Martin as the starting 4, he was playing like shit. But I still liked Caleb Martin. I was blaming Eric Spoelstra for not putting him in a position to succeed. And that's just kind of where I feel like we're at with Wiggins right now. I think he's a good player, but he's just playing completely out of position right now.
And when they won that championship, he was the 4th offensive option on that team.
Yeah,
He was behind Steph,
that's my point.
Clay, Jordan Poole.
Yeah. And right now,
Like,
I think he's the 3rd option, and I think he's one option.
He's the first option.
He's like he's 1A, 1B to Tyler right now.
Yeah, bro.
Eric Spoelstra is running sets for this dude.
The same sets that he ran for Jimmy. Like he's running side clearouts for this man.
I got more of a gripe with Spo than Wiggins. That's my only difference.
That's where I stand with that as well.
I don't know how you can have a gripe with Spo. Like, what the fuck else is he supposed to run?
Bro, no, you can't run that, bro. Because
I know you shouldn't.
No, not Royal. You can't. Because number one, that's disrespectful to Bam.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't run like they don't run it at all. Like that's the conversation. They don't run it at all for Bam, or nearly as much as they do for Wiggins. But I'm saying like you don't have enough talent to like run a variety of plays. Like it's either that or dribble handoff. You're not running high pick and rolls. Like we don't have a pick and roll player. So it's either dribble handoff or it's ISO clearouts on the side. And the 2 players that you have capable of doing that are Bam, and Andrew Wiggins not really capable of doing it, but he can take advantage of like mismatches, and he can at least beat somebody off the dribble from time to time. So they run the shit for him.
Well, that's the front office fault then, still more than Wiggins. Like that's just kind of my point.
I don't blame Wiggins.
I'm
just saying I don't like it. I don't like watching him play basketball.
That's fair.
Because of this.
That's fair because that's how I am with Tyler. I don't blame Tyler. I just don't like watching that nigga hoop.
Yeah, like I blame Tyler most of the time because it's fun, but as a rule, like I don't like it's. He's not a number 1 option. Why the fuck should I think of him as a number 1 option or judge him like a number 1 option? Because it gets views. That's why I do it. Though. Like you niggas like to see me do it, so I'm gonna do it. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't got nothing else for y'all tonight. Anybody else got any topics that they want to talk about for this game before I wrap this shit up? Oh wait, we got another game tomorrow.
Even more reason to end this shit, man.
You fucking feel me? We playing the fucking Grizzlies tomorrow, going for a loss number 7 in a row. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not lying to y'all no more until they win, bro. Like I can't. The boy feeling good. You can even talk tonight. I don't care.
Do we all agree here about the whole like we want the draft pick this offseason? That was a big topic of discussion yesterday.
Yeah,
we were just talking about that earlier.
Let's talk about it. And I think Barry's lost his fucking mind.
Like I see him hype up Liam Eichenberg. Like that dude is huffing paint or something, dog. Like
Toby was down bad too.
Like the idea that you would come out and like openly say that the Miami Heat should lose or make the playoffs. Him and George Sedano got under that post too. Saying the same shit. It was just like the Heat should get their draft pick or make the playoffs this year to maintain flexibility for fucking what?
Well, I want to shout out Brian actually because Brian had the best response that I've seen to anyone, and he also watches the least amount of basketball here, and he still had the most knowledgeable response. But he said either way, you have 2 draft picks, right? But if you miss the playoffs this year, one of them is guaranteed to be a lottery pick. If you make the playoffs this year, okay, you keep 26, you keep your 26 pick, 27 is lottery protected, but it could be out of the lottery. So you could be stuck now with 2 picks that are not lottery picks, whereas if you miss the playoffs this year, you're guaranteed to have one of those picks be a lottery pick. That's why, to me, it's a no-brainer that you want to miss the postseason.
If you miss the postseason, your pick is damn near guaranteed to be a top 8 pick. Like Miami is trending in the direction of having a top 9, 8 pick in this draft, or just having those type of odds. And if they get the 8th best odds at the number 1 overall pick, brother, they have a very high chance of likely even like catapulting themselves into a higher pick. So like, bro, you take your chance. You're right, Kachi and Chisholm, because you're always right. Fuck the Heat. George, the boy feeling good?
We're versus a team that just lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers. And they're about to verse a team that just lost to the Celtics. It's going to be a battle of the Titans tomorrow. You guys are going to see some excellent basketball. They went 13 deep into the rotation. We're about to see 26 minutes of Jonathan Huff, or the fuck that cunt's name is. No. Actually, not. Yes, I am. Because we're going to lose that game, and we're going to get even better odds. And with God's given, love and talent, we are going to not win another game for the rest of the season.
We're going to win another game this season. It's going to be a game that pisses. RGX, do we really think Miami going to lose to the play-in? In the play-in? This is my dream. My dream is that the Miami Heat end up slipping to the 10th, because I don't think they're going to slip out of the play-in tournament. I want them to drop to the 10th so that they can have to travel to Chicago.
Raptors are up 24-21 against Utah right now.
We're also on Raptors watch since Stone put us on their last game. But I want Miami to end up in 10th, lose that play-in game to Chicago, quick and easy, brother. Like, just one and done. Like, I don't want them in a scenario where they play 2 games, because I feel like they're going to win one of them. But yeah, like I think there's a good chance that Miami could lose to anybody. I've seen them lose a 17-point lead to the Raptors. Not the Raptors, but to the Hornets. I don't want them to make playoffs. Stone, the boy feeling good?
The Heat are going to blow that shit out. Fuck is he talking about, Roy? They can't lose 7 in a row. They're not letting go of that rope. Never. Tyler Herro, 20 shots. Sitting halfway through the fourth quarter because we're getting blown out. Bam Adebayo, 9.
Single digits 3 game in a row. I love it.
It's so bad. 40. Oh, he's definitely playing tomorrow night. You can bet on that.
No, man, he'll bet on that.
Yeah, and he'll take the under, so he's not playing. Kyle Anderson back in the lineup, maybe. This team's so dog shit, dog. Like, I don't even know what to tell y'all. Like, I just like if it weren't for y'all, like, and me like tapping in with y'all, I'd be so tuned out of this team. Like,
bro, make no mistake about it, brother. I don't believe anybody is locked in on this team at this point, bro.
I have no idea. Like, even the people I was convinced were most locked in, like, I can see them letting go of the rope. So I don't know who Spo is trying to convince when he says that.
I've heard them. Once I heard major passes, all right, like once he let go of the rope, bitch, there's no more rope to be had. Sean Rochester out here sounding like a member of the basement. There's no hope to be had.
Brother, we're hopeless. We're ropeless. We got nothing.
Listen, brother.
I've got some rope.
I bet you do.
If we don't get that pick this year, I'm finding a balcony.
You just need a stool, George. A stool and a ceiling fan.
So an ice cube.
So
an ice cube so I can do it myself.
Round and round like the Heat front office doing. Just running this perpetual loop. But like, nah, but y'all want to hear, if y'all want to hear like actual depression, go listen to 5 Reasons.
That's what I'm saying. I seen them let go of the rope, dog.
Dog. Like, and it's like, they're my folks. Like, I fuck with them people, but like, we know what their brand is.
I need them to hold on to the rope. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not even hate. Like, y'all hold the rope for me so I can be in this space letting go of it. And y'all are letting go of it? What do we have?
That's what I'm saying. Y'all fucking with the basement bad right now. Y'all fucking up our money. Like, y'all supposed to be calling us the bad guys. We can't be the bad guys, okay? If everybody now knows that we're right. Y'all have to be the one telling them we wrong. Y'all have to be the one telling them that we finna figure this shit out. Ethan J. Skolnick, Gregory Sylvander, Hope traffic, bitches. That's what you do.
Ethan J. Skolnick, 20. Lunches with executives. Greg Sylvander, 7. Dismissive tweets.
John Rochester,
Rush Jazz. I wouldn't know. We're all blocked for some reason. I've never heard this kind of my life.
Oh shit! Hey, bro, y'all click this shit and send the fire reason so they can say we was talking shit out. Maybe that'll make this shit entertaining. Come to the basement, hoes. Come down here.
Hot take Harry. 12 hours of good night's sleep.
Come on now. Bitch ain't seen a random Scrub Heat podcast in months.
Adam Barai. 12 lawsuits.
Come on now. Ray Blunt, appreciate you with the $4.99. Don't know. Bitch, we don't know, bro. I need content. I need sparring partners. When I look at their tweets, bro.
We need Twan back, man. Fuck.
Twan ain't watched this team.
That's what I'm saying. That's what
I
makes
talked
it
to
10 times
Twan
funnier.
last week, by the way.
Did you actually?
Yeah, I talked to
How is he?
He's doing well. I tap in with Twan once. We got to end the show. Nude, the girl feeling good.
Tell me how he is.
I feel great. I predicted that your Miami Heat would lose 42 games. They are 5 away from that total. They are 8 games under 500. Their next game is Memphis, so I will be 4 games closer to my prediction. I think after that is another team that's good, like the Knicks or something. I will be 3 games. I will be at 42 losses by the end of Ramadan.
Yeah, they play the Knicks after that. Detroit after the Knicks.
That's 2.
Houston after.
That's 1.
And then we get Charlotte.
No, are you saying I'm gonna lose my money on the Heat over
Brother,
44.5 wins?
Come on!
Oh my
Gambling.
How much did you bet on it?
106.
$50. It was like 47.5.
Yeah, buddy.
No, hey, I threw so much money on the Celtics when the Heat went up 5. I'm chilling. I'm all good tonight, baby.
Oh yeah, I feel great.
My brother knew. I don't know. You moved my brother because now he's on the Heat's road to 50 losses.
That's what I'm talking about. That's
Nigga
good.
called me today talking about y'all finna get me closer to my dream today.
You can make the playoffs.
Huh?
You can have these Bulls make the playoffs.
He don't want the Bulls to make the playoffs.
Oh,
He don't want that for himself. He don't want to watch it. He just want the Heat to lose 50 games. Like just so he can say that we did it and they got a better record. I'm not giving y'all a prediction for this game. It doesn't matter what I say. The Heat don't listen. They're gonna do whatever. John Morant is gonna have a field day. Is he playing? Yeah. Zach Edey.
DPOY.
I ain't gonna hold you new. It sounds like your mic got a sweater on it.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
My bad. I was laying on my AirPod.
I gotta sit up and talk to you all now.
Oh boy. I
said
said Demetrius Morant and
Zachary Edey.
no defensive player of the year, Jaren Jackson Jr.
Man. He said, y'all heard what John Wall said on Postgame about Bam? No, we didn't. But we damn sure seen that civil rights suit that he had on.
I had a dream
That Montgomery to Selma fit that he had on was going bananas. Straight out the Jesse Jackson collection. Freedom fighter looking ass. Back of the bus.
I would take him out of retirement and put him on this team.
John Wall?
Yeah. Current day John Wall.
All right, go to hell, John.
Oh yeah. We packing somebody up tonight. Hey. Come on in, take your shoes off before we close the door. Few rules, he packing the